You've got this great idea and you're pitching it to companies, but sooner or later they're going to be asking you questions, and those questions really mean, why should we pay you? So watch this video. I'm going to show you how to answer those questions correctly so you do get paid. Okay, sooner or later, if you have filed intellectual property and you're pitching your idea to a company, maybe to license it or maybe even to get funding, people are going to ask you a few different questions and you need to be ready. So what type of questions are they going to ask you? Well, once they see the benefits of your idea, they're going to be asking you about your intellectual property. They're going to be asking you, what do you own? They're also going to be saying, hey, look, what about the prior art? What about the prior patents? What about ideas that are already out there on the market? And do you know of those ideas? And why should we pay you? Yours looks fairly similar to those. So the questions they're going to ask you really means what they're really asking, why should we pay you? And they might say it this way, hey, could you show us your intellectual property? Okay, wonderful. And then you show maybe your provisional patent application, or maybe you even have an issued patent. But when they're asking that question, can they see it? They're really asking you, and they're going to be asking their engineers and their attorneys, why are we paying this guy? Does he really own anything? Now, a lot of us get really nervous when this happens. But I look at it very differently, right? Because number one, here it is. Number one, you need to know your point of difference. It's very simple. You need to know your point of difference compared to products that are on the market. You need to know your point of difference compared to prior patents that have been issued. So these questions are really great because it allows you, when they ask you about the prior art, when they ask you about similar ideas on the market, it allows you to sell your invention. It allows you to sell the benefits of your idea. It allows you to answer that question in such a way, it gives you the ability to show them your point of difference. So guess what? It's a selling tool when they ask that question. It's not a question you should run from. It's not a question you should be scared of. But you have to be ready for those type of questions because they're going to ask, basically, why are we paying you? Explain it to us. So when they ask that question, Steve, there's a lot of prior art out there. There's a lot of similar ideas that are very close to yours. Why, basically, what's your point of difference? Why are we paying you? Now, they're not going to come out and say that. Why are we paying you? But that's what they're thinking. Now, this is what I say. It's very, very important. Of course, there's prior art. And of course, there's similar ideas on the market. That's actually a good thing. But what I've shown you is not on the market. It is new, and that's why we're talking. And because of that difference, because of my invention, which is not on the market, I have filed on that difference. There it is. I have filed on the difference compared to the similar ideas, compared to the prior art. It's the difference that I have filed on. That's what I'm trying to explain to them. And it's a really easy argument for you to explain. So here we go. I'm giving you an example. Mr. Key, we looked at your provisional patent application. It looks really good, by the way. And we've noticed, though, but there's a lot of prior art out there. Could you really talk about your invention? Absolutely. Thank you for asking that question. Of course, there's a lot of prior art. But as you know, the idea I just showed you, my invention is not on the market. And because of that, those differences is what I filed my intellectual property on. There you go. It's that easy. But here, you have to say it with confidence. And here's the other part. Here's the very end. And because of that point of difference, compared to similar ideas that are on the market, compared to similar patents that have been issued that we filed on, I am confident we're going to get a patent issued. So it's an easy way to explain when they challenge you and want to know why your product is different than the other products out there. It allows you to use this time to explain your point of difference compared to similar ideas and issued patents. So now it becomes a selling tool. So you have to say it with confidence. You have to tell them absolutely there's prior art, and also tell them you're very confident your patent will be issued. And just leave it at that. And guess what happens? They go on to other questions. You've answered it correctly. They're confident. to keep on working with you. And because you filed a provisional patent application in most situations, there's no claim, so they really don't know what you have protected. Now, let's say you have filed a patent and they're challenging your patent. I would also say I'm in the process of filing more intellectual property. And they might even ask, well, what are you really filing on? I would say I'm filing on the manufacturing, the most efficient way. I'm filing on different workarounds and variations. I'm filing on not only the invention, but the innovation. So those type of questions, for most of us, you're going to get a little nervous when they ask those questions. But if you practice what I've just talked about, and if you've done your homework, and you know the prior patents, and you know the similar products on the market, and you know the workarounds and variations that you filed on, and you know the most efficient way to manufacture it, there's nothing they can ask you that you cannot answer with confidence. All right, this is Stephen Key. Thank you for watching another video. Keep on watching. I'm going to go through all the different types of situations, how to file good intellectual property, how to protect those inventions, and how to actually make money from your patents. If you have any more questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me, Stephen at patentyourinventions.com. And here's my channel up here. And if you want to watch more videos, please click here.